You gotta just bear with us here. Our whole thing is built around it. Okay.
Last night we were looking for anything we could find on Rick and Morty.
Okay.
And we ended up rewatching all of Mr. Sprinkles.
Oh yeah.
Look, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to break your legs with a sledgehammer so you can never leave.
Listen, when children grow up, they learn how to cope. Glurk 1 and Glurk 2, chew through the roof! No!
So,
which is interesting. That's the first
That's a
time
good place
anyone's...
to start. I mean, that was a huge animated collaboration between me and Justin.
Yeah.
Where I did learn the technique to collaborate with Justin, which is, as I often say, put his insanity in a frame and label it insanity, so that the viewer can just have permission, so that you're never repelled by his devious mind.
Yeah.
You are told you're supposed to think it's devious. In the case of Mr. Sprinkles, it was, which I think is the second best of these two efforts to do this. It's like, my idea was, let's do like a Cat in the Hat thing, so that's like, the character is insane, he comes from an imaginary world, and so, but now with Rick and Morty, it's sort of like Mr. Sprinkles, except he's not an imaginary character. He's this grandpa that's come back into
He's
the family's
similar
picture.
in the sense that he's got a bag of tricks. It's just now it's like Star Trek, it's like all these like tricorders and devices, and he can build a fucking portal to another dimension in 20 minutes in the workshop, so he's sort of omnipotent. So he is. There are a lot of similarities.
Forever 100 times, over and over, rickandmortyadventures.com, www.rickandmorty.com, www.100timesrickandmorty.com.
But then taking it, looking at like what works, animated, primetime, half hours, the family, right? The family element. So it's like, okay, let's build a family around this guy. And then the two original characters, Rick and Morty, there was something special about them. Once we kind of figured out, let's make it his grandpa and the grandson relationship. It all just kind of clicked into place. So now we've got this crazy lunatic grandpa taking his grandson all around the multiverse.
Cover me!
Oh man, I mean, I don't want to shoot nobody.
They're just robots, Morty! It's okay to shoot them, they're robots!
Billy, shut up!
Glenn's bleeding to death! Someone call his wife and children!
But they're not robots, Rick!
It's a figure of speech, Morty! They're bureaucrats! I don't respect them!
And then, meanwhile, the kid's parents are in a failing marriage. His sister is, dating and getting into trouble.
Smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah. Really, just pushing the
Wearing,
line.
wearing capri pants.
Yeah. I mean, boy.
all the red flags for a teenage daughter.
For a 17-year-old girl, watch out.
Yeah, we're not spoofing a genre or a time period like it's all kind of the '80s Mattel feel or anything like that would eventually lose its flavor. It really is just what we hope, and I hope this isn't presumptuous and jinxing ourselves when we say this, but we hope for this to be Adult Swim's Simpsons. We don't want it to be competing with or put in the same drawer as the stuff that's been doing so well for so long, which is really late night. Absolutely like
awesome,
turn on a
crazy,
dime, zag when
yeah.
you're supposed to zig, kind of absurdist, eye candy and brain
which
melting
we
stuff.
love, by the way, but this is just different,
This is a full thing with A stories and B stories about a family that has emotional connections to each other and 3 jokes per page.
Yeah, and it's really, really low concept if you really look at it and pull back. And I think those are the best. Those are the best because then you just rely heavily on the characters, great characters, and you can do anything. If you're a low concept show, look at South Park. It's kids living in a small Colorado town,
right.
But they can do anything because of how low concept it is. As opposed to pitching a show called, Butt Wings. I'm Butt Wings, and I need to drink tea every 4 hours, or my brain erases. And then you're just like, oh my God, it's just. Imagine writing that show.
I will say that some of the 3rd season of Butt Wings, where they actually used their limitations to unlimit themselves. It's like a haiku or a sonnet. I always say it's like the Butt Wings lemonade episode. Where he had a dream. What if he needed lemonade every 5 minutes?
Yeah, instead of that was a great episode. Check it out, Butt Wings.
Yep.
Google it,
www.buttwings.org
/xq
html.edu.com.
Yeah, you'll check it out.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.